Outstanding giveaway today, thanks to the folks at IBEW Local 98. It's the nickname T-shirt representing Jake Arrieta as he makes the start today. Hey, the Sarge is in the house, signing some autographs out at the Boardwalk. Weekends with Schmidt, presented by Acme Markets. NBC Sports Philadelphia, home of the authentic fan, presents the Mets and the Phillies. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Mike Schmidt and John Kruk, as we get set for another really good pitching matchup. We had a good one last night between Aaron Nola and Noah Syndergaard, and today we have Arrieta against Jacob Degrom. We're going to talk about Degrom in just a little bit with Johnny, but first, Michael, let's talk about Jake Arrieta and how good he's been for the Phils.
Absolutely. What a matchup today. Just like last night. Golly. Brings a 9-7 record this year with a 3.33 earned run average into tonight's game. If we look on the screen, we can go over some of his montage with the New York Mets here. Hits the outside corner. His ball moves all over the place, a lot like Nola, and that's what makes him so tough. Where you see a fastball running back over the inside corner. Nice slider low. There, a good slider away. He throws slider, slurve, change up, moves it in, moves it out, a lot like Nola. Got a little bit of everything for you. And now I think we can see some of his career records against the Mets. He's had 8 starts, 1.99 average against the Mets over his career. Their average has only been 216. And that whip, well, look at that whip, 0.994. You got to have a good whip, man. So Jake Arrieta, great matchup for the Mets tonight, for the Phillies against the Mets. Mets only with 2 right-handers in the lineup. Only with 2 left-handers, in the lineup. And that's a good thing, like Nola last night. So Jake can get those right-handers out much better than those left-handers. I look forward to tonight's matchup. Jacob Degrom, wow.
Well, Jacob Degrom, we'll let Johnny talk about him. We've seen him a few times this year. We obviously seen him a lot during his career. His numbers are excellent against the Phillies during the course of his career.
Well, his numbers are excellent against everyone. This is one of the top pitchers in baseball, and maybe the top pitcher in baseball this year. And this is what the Phillies are going to have to battle right here. He'll throw any pitch at any time, but he does throw strikes. He works ahead. He has an explosive fastball. There you see Andrew Knapp chasing that breaking ball, and then he can elevate the fastball right there. It looked like a little cutter, but any pitch at any time, Tom. If I'm the Phillies, I'm swinging early. They ambushed Noah Syndergaard last night in the first inning when they got guys on first. Guy swinging at the first pitch fastball, driving in runs. They're going to have to do the same thing today against Jacob Degrom.
All right, so you see the ERA leaders in all of Major League Baseball. Degrom at 1.81, even with the 7-7 record. Now, he has gotten some run support the last couple of games. We'll talk about that because his run support is the 3rd worst in all of baseball, but he's got 8 runs in each of the last 2 games. Hopefully the offense for the Mets will be quiet today and the Phils can get to him early. It'll be Degrom against Arrieta. 25th start for Jacob Degrom, 24th for Jake Arrieta. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. By Toyota, the national clearance event is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank, official bank of the Phils. Visit citizensbank.com. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at ibx.com. We are underway, and the first pitch to Ahmed Rosario is in there for a strike. It's no balls and 1 strike on a hazy, hot day here in South Philadelphia. Phils have won 2 straight over the Mets. That one just missed on the outer edge. Arrieta facing Rosario, who's hitting .242 on the year with 6 homers and 37 runs batted in. 6 for 15 in this series.
If Jake learned anything from Aaron Nola and Zach Eflin, is the breaking ball is the pretty key pitch against these Mets hitters who have been attacking the fastball early.
Yeah, last night we mentioned it, how Aaron Nola threw his curveball almost as much as he threw his 4-seam fastball. Breaking ball out towards center field. Odubel starts in and he goes back and he makes the catch. Can of corn. 1 out. Here's the rest of the Mets lineup, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Well, after Rosario, it's Jeff McNeil and then Wilmer Flores. And Michael Conforto bats cleanup. Todd Frazier bats 5th. Austin Jackson 6th. Jose Bautista, 341 career home runs. Kind of forget about that as he's getting
I
sort
don't
of the twilight of his career.
340, that ain't nothing, is it, Michael?
Well,
McNeil stands in, takes a strike.
Jose Bautista had a heck of a run over there for those Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, he sure did, and he reinvented himself along with a lot of those other hitters over there in Toronto. Arrieta, 3.33 earned run average. That dipped just a little bit on that last out. Jeff McNeil, 267 here in the big leagues, 342 down to the minor leagues this year. 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. He has 3 hits in this series. And it remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Would you say that was a defensive swing, Michael?
I would say that was a check swing. It's a good old U1.
Stays alive on that breaking ball.
Jake's pitches are breaking sharp. Tight spin on him.
That, and I thought the 2-seamer that was called a strike to start this at bat, I mean, that was moving pretty good too. He's coming off a tough outing his last time out, where he allowed 5 earned runs on 8 hits in 5 innings against the Padres. Little bloop out toward third. Franco is there and he makes the catch.
Oh, you don't see that play very often, John. Third baseman sprinting toward the line from shortstop to catch a little broken bat. Pop
look
up,
where he's
so
starting. No,
yeah.
Michael, look where he starts.
You know, this would have been a crazy ball to drop for a hit, wouldn't it? Wow.
Yeah, because it was spinning away too.
Yeah.
If it hit the ground, it may have spun right into foul territory.
Well, with McKell's momentum going too, he wouldn't have been able to turn too quick to go get it.
Wilmer Flores with a check swing foul ball.
You mean put the brakes on?
Yeah.
I think that's a good sign, though, to watch. The velocity is at 95 and 96 on a couple pitches in this first inning. But more than that, he has got even what seems to be even more movement.
He might be a little upset with his last outing, and he's going to try to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Watched him throw his bullpen session this week. This season, his sinker has been thrown 56% of the time. And the slider at 21%.
Uh-oh, Jake's giving him the look.
That's pretty close.
Tom, they had some umpire changes for this game. Did you get those?
I know that Jerry Davis is behind the plate. Nice play. 1-3. We'll get those changes in between innings as the Mets go down 1-2-3 in their half of the first inning. Head to the bottom of the first. It's the Mets nothing and the Phillies coming up. brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. After Cesar, it's Rhys Hoskins and Carlos Santana. Then Wilson Ramos back in the lineup batting cleanup. And Nick Williams settling in the number 5 spot these last couple of days, hitting .324 against the Mets here in 2018. They'll face Jacob Degrom, the 30-year-old from Ormond Beach, Florida. 7-7 with a 1.81 earned run average. Yeah, those numbers don't look like a guy that has 7 wins and 7 losses.
Well, 96 average, just every pitch in the book. Change curve slider. He's done okay against the Phillies, 6-1.
What would be your plan against him, John?
Swing.
Let her go, right?
Yeah.
Anything fastball like.
Yeah.
Me too. Early fastball hitting. 2-strike prevention.
0-2 is fouled back.
Still 3 fastballs around 97.
Thing is that he does have secondary pitches that are well above average also. And that's why you don't want to get to 2 strikes. Well, there you go. That's a slider that gets Hernandez looking, and 1 out here at the bottom of the first.
And he works fast too. He's got somewhere to go.
Yeah, his pace has always been one of the quickest in baseball. Rhys Hoskins 3 for 9 so far in this series. He's 1 for 7 against Degrom with 3 walks. And a first pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Phillies' last 2 games have had 9 stolen bases. 5 last night, 4 the day before in the second game of that doubleheader. Last night they just capitalized on Syndergaard, who said after the game it was kind of embarrassing that he would allow that many stolen bases. Gabe did say after the game last night, I thought this was interesting, he said, don't get used to it because we're not going to give away outs. That is the theory on why they don't steal as much. They'll just pick their spots.
How about speeding up your windup a little bit?
Yeah, he doesn't really deviate too much, Syndergaard. You're right. 1-2 to Hoskins. 5 for 16 this year against the Mets. Santana waits on deck. DeGrom's ERA 1.81 is tops in the National League. His slugging percentage against is second to Aaron Nola. There's a foul tip, back-to-back strikeouts. He's about to, well, he's zeroing in on 200 strikeouts for the year. Everybody's trailing Max Scherzer in that category. He is number 2 to Scherzer.
That's a sign of good movement, good velocity right there. Mesoraco wanted that pitch down and away, and he runs it up toward the middle of the plate, but up, and tough to catch up to that 97 up there.
Carlos takes off the outer edge. 1-0. There's been so much debate about, potentially who the Cy Young Award winner will be in the National League. DeGrom doesn't have the win-loss record, but he has every other category along with Scherzer. Ball's popped up. Certainly he is one of the elite, along with Aaron Nola and Scherzer. 11 pitches, and the Phillies go down in order. We'll head to the second here in Philadelphia.
last night's ball game. The strikeout in the 8th inning of Michael Conforto. Adam Morgan coming in and getting that strikeout last night. And with the runners on base, Michael Conforto has not been very good this year. In fact, coming into this series, 216. That's the 5th worst in baseball. A 216 batting average. League average is 275. But he has done some damage in this series. As you see, it's jumped all the way up to 226 since he's been here in Philadelphia. So that at bat last night with a runner in scoring position last night in the 8th inning was a big one for Adam Morgan to come in and kind of shut him down and help the Phils get that win, guys.
Yeah, in that 8th inning, the Mets had just scored a run on the Austin Jackson base hit. And they had a runner at second base. It was Jackson with the game 4-2. And that's when Adam Morgan came on, lefty on lefty. Wasn't the he threw a couple pitches where Conforto just missed them, but then threw that dandy of a pitch to wrap up that at bat.
Yeah, he threw him 5 out of 6.
Yes,
sliders.
Yeah, we were wondering if he would sneak a fastball in there. He snuck
did.
a breaking ball.
One high.
Yeah. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Conforto, who's 6 for 16 in this series.
Well, I just think Conforto is probably their best hitter. You know, I mean, I don't think you're not going to hit him 4th or 6th or whatever because he has a poor batting average with men on base.
Ground ball into the shift. Cesar to his right. 1 out. Yeah, he doesn't generally bat in this spot, in the 4th spot. He's usually bouncing around. But you're right. In this lineup, he probably is their best hitter. Here's Todd Frazier, 11 RBIs in his last 11 games.
After these first 4 hitters, you could tell how much movement Arrieta has on his pitches. A lot of check swings, a lot of, not aggressive swings against him.
When he's right, I mean, he's got that crossfire to the right-handers. Kind of steps toward third base a little bit and throws across body. Goes across his body.
Out to left field. That'll be the first hit of the day for the Mets. A one-hopper off the wall. Hoskins' throw to second base is not in time. As Frazier slides in with his 12th double of the year. And he's in scoring position. Not a bad play by Reese out in left field.
No, he's a lot closer than we thought, but Frazier hooks a cutter. That's not a pretty hack right there, but it gets the job done. He kind of opened his hips early. He might have been playing him a little around the right field out there. I don't know. That ball wasn't. I think it was catchable when he first hit it. But throwing across his body like that will get that front side to open up like Frazier's did. Normally when you pull off like that, you don't hit a line drive to left field.
With one hand.
Right.
Austin Jackson has 7 hits and 16 at bats during this series. Fastball, and it's 0-2. 95 on that fastball.
He's feeling pretty good about himself.
He
that's
sure
for
is.
Sure. Now you could throw a breaking ball down here and get Jackson to chase. He gets aggressive with 2 strikes.
Boy, how do you lay off of that one? A little cut right at the end off the plate.
Isn't that what's funny? Like he took that pitch. And you said it. How do you lay off that pitch? Now he's able to bounce one and he'll swing at it. Like what a fickle game this is.
Well, I think he really wants that corner, doesn't he?
He's squeezing him a little bit back there.
Pitch gas presented by P.J. Wheelahans.
Woo.
Just off the outer edge.
Must be our angle, our center field camera.
Swing and a miss. That's listed as a curveball from Arrieta. That's the second out, first strikeout for him. Boy, there's wicked movement on these pitches today, isn't there?
Well, he finally struck him out. He could have struck him out on 2 pitches before that.
Now Bautista, who's 1 for 16 against Arrieta with 4 walks. But a fastball in.
Just can't get over how close to the plate he stands.
Who's that, Bautista?
Yeah.
He used to be, I know he's quick at times, but he used to be so quick inside.
You know, the book on him right now is fastballs in, see if he'll chase away. You know, Nola hit him last night with one of those fastballs in on that protective elbow guard.
Popped him up. Santana on the right side of the diamond all by himself. And that'll wrap up the 2nd inning. The Mets did get their first hit. They leave one in scoring position. We will lead for the bottom of the 1st. Mets nothing and the Phillies nothing. All 3 games are at 7:05. Get your tickets by going to Phillies.com. Nationals had another win yesterday against the Miami Marlins. They find themselves 7 games back in the National League East. Wilson Ramos will lead it off against Jacob Degrom. Ramos has hit in 8 straight games dating back to his time before the DL. So far with the Phillies, he's 6 for 9 with 3 extra base hits. One ball, no strikes, hitting cleanup today. And it's 1-1. High bouncer to 3rd. And 1 out. Take a look at our Nissan upgrade. Upgrade to the technology of tomorrow today. And the opposition slugging percentage against the active career leaders. Degrom is at .344, which is second only to Clayton Kershaw and a percentage point ahead of Chris Sale. Now this year it's Nola that's number 1 and Degrom is number 2 in that category. Pitch low, 1-0.
So they're not giving up many extra base hits, right?
I think that's, the more I think about that, I think that's a huge number, I think, as a starting pitcher. You can give up singles left and right, but if you don't give up the home run or or a double with the runner at first, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, how many times do you think these guys are giving up 3 singles in an inning?
Right.
Nola.
That's exactly right.
That's the only way you could score off of them.
Broken bat looper outside of third. Frazier's there. 2 outs. 5 up, 5 down for Degrom. I mean, we're only at the 18th of August. Go ahead, Johnny.
Did you see that, Michael? Can we go back and show Todd Frazier? Look what he has on that we haven't seen in how many years?
The gargoyles? The flip sunglasses?
The flip. Look at them. They'll flip down.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't think that used them anymore.
Yeah, Curtis Granderson still uses them. And Todd, maybe that's where Todd Frazier got it when they were teammates together here. Or were they teammates together here?
Not with the Mets, no. Todd was with the Yankees last year.
Maybe he's wearing them in honor of Curtis.
There's the 1-0 to Franco.
I don't think that one would have went very far if he'd have hit it.
Fly ball left field. Conforto's going back toward the wall, and he can't hang on. Franco pulls into second base with a 2-out. Well, we'll see how it is scored. I would think it's a double.
Not sure. Only if the ball hit the wall could it be a double, in my opinion. I think Michael thought he was going to put one in the flowers right there. He had to jump for it, so most likely they'll give him a double.
It is a double. 16th of the year. He did have it, though. It looks like he mistimed everything.
Well, the good thing is Aaron Nola now is pulled farther ahead in the slugging percentage race with Jacob Degrom. Now we need this guy to get going bad.
I think that's the feeling all around the clubhouse, Johnny. I think you're absolutely right. To the right side on one hop, and Wilmer Flores will take it to the bag. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. That's a 10-pitch inning, 21 pitches through 2. We head to the 3rd inning in a scoreless game between the Mets and the Phils. Information, and please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, guys, the question is, which Mets pitcher won the National League ERA title in 1978? Answer will be revealed a little later on, with maybe some of Michael's numbers against him.
That was before my time.
It's right in my wheelhouse.
78.
78. It is not a household name, I would say. Although for a while he was a very good pitcher. That's why it's such a good question. Devin Mesoraco leads it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I might be going back too far. I'm thinking 69 Mets.
No, you probably are back. Yeah, you are back too far with that one.
Kuzman, Matlack, Seaver.
Yeah, that's way too. They're gone.
In the dirt, 2-2.
Wilmer Flores also is wearing the flip down, flip ups or whatever.
We're going old school then.
I like them. But like if you had sunglasses on now with cloud cover, and then they hit a ball and all of a sudden the sun comes out, that's why you wear them.
Out to center field, Odubel with his sunglasses on. Grabs it for the first out, and that'll bring Degrom to the plate. Degrom is a hitter, 125 with 3 RBIs. There's been so much talk. I was starting to talk about this before about this Cy Young. I know we're August 18th. You know, Degrom, Scherzer, Nola, those 3 are definitively in the discussion from a National League standpoint. I've been asked a lot the last couple of days about it. And when asked about it, I said, well, I would think it's Scherzer and Nola, but I'm looking at the win-loss record as having some kind of an impact. Not a drastic impact, but some kind of an impact. A little tapper foul. Now, I recognize that Degrom has not had a whole lot of run support, unless you look at his last 2 starts, and his numbers are through the roof. And I think if you look at WAR, he would win it. He's got the best WAR among starting pitchers, according to Fangraphs. Are we at the point, does the win-loss record matter even a little bit in deciding the Cy Young Award? I mean, do you guys think so? I mean, if he wins it, it would be the lowest win total for a starting pitcher, I think, since Fernando or, you know, Felix Hernandez, one of those guys.
Well, he should finish 3rd. The body of work of Nola and Scherzer are without question the key thing, and on 2 teams that have decent record. I mean, ours, we're in contention for a postseason, and Washington, of course, is only 7 games out, right?
Right. And he had another great game last night.
Yeah,
Scherzer.
so those guys would get MVP consideration.
Well, that's part of my
that's
argument.
how strong they are.
That's part of my argument. I'm not saying they're going to win the MVP, but I think they would be given MVP consideration, whereas I don't know if Jacob Degrom would be, because the Mets are long out of this. But I will say, if he does wind up winning it, it's going to set a new tone for the future on how you vote for the Cy Young Award.
Well, I mean, the way baseball has evolved, batting average, we talked about it last night, is not as important. The people I've talked to that are into the sabermetric stuff, they say, he can't control wins and losses. We have a sub 2 ERA, and they don't score runs for him. Now you talk to some older school pitchers, and they'll tell you, well, then he has to win 1-0. Well,
that's hard. It's hard.
Easier said than done.
And as far as the WAR goes, which people lean on from a sabermetric standpoint, there are sites that say that Nola has a better WAR, but most of them say that it's Degrom that does.
It goes right back to that Cy Young or MVP. I mean, there should be a player of the year, a pitcher of the year. And, the Cy Young should go to basically the most valuable pitcher.
Kingery throws out Rosario. That is a heck of a play by the Phillies shortstop. And a 1-2-3 inning. Anyway, it's a great debate. We don't vote on it, but it's cool to talk about it because all 3 are excellent pitchers. Lottery's latest scratch-off, Neon. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Head by Nissan. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Those are the Jake Arrieta nickname T-shirts that were given out today at Citizens Bank Park. Looks like somebody visited the yard. He got her wiffle ball sticker. Bottom of the third inning, Scott Kingery will lead things off. Kingery is 2 for 4 with a home run in this series. 0 for 3 against Degrom.
Tell you what, too, these ugly clouds are moving in, aren't they?
They've been rolling around all day, haven't they?
We got one heading right toward us. Probably about 45 minutes away.
Get the green screen up. Mike's going to do weather. 0-2.
I guess Scotty's happy. He gets a shot to get back in the lineup against Degrom.
1-2. He was working yesterday with John Maley on different hitting techniques with the tee. Little tee workout on the field. It's been a constant effort to try to, I don't want to say revamp his swing, but his approach. And, you know, it's obviously not been the offensive year that he had hoped for. Gabe contends, though, that he has grown exponentially with this opportunity to play in the big leagues this year. He said, I don't think he could have learned what he's learned this year down in the minor leagues.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Coming from me, I mean, there you go. We hit that ball good. Right at somebody. It's good at bat, though. I hit a 196 my first year, 350 at bats.
Did you ever think it would get better when you hit 196?
Not really. I don't know what I think I would ever hit in the major leagues.
Were you thankful that you had a chance to come back again the next year and do it?
Yeah, I think things broke right for me. Probably should have been sent back to AAA. Before the '74 season, but I made some adjustments. I learned a softer swing, fewer strikeouts, make more contact, hit a home run opening day to win the game, a walk-off home run off our good friend Tug McGraw, and took off from there. So, you know, that can happen to Scotty easily. I mean, he could have a good game rest of this year. Something will click, you know. A couple really good at-bats and maybe I don't know, do something that feels unusual to him, and he runs with that for a long time, and there he is, back to what he was in the minor leagues.
Arrieta out to center field. Austin Jackson started in. Now he's going to venture back to grab it. There's never an excuse to miss any Phillies action at the beach, at the pool, or simply when you're not in control of your Xfinity remote. Watch all of our Phillies broadcasts online or on your device with the NBC Sports app. Download it now and always stay connected to your Phils.
I think, again, his body of work, again, I use that term, in the minor leagues was sufficient enough for him to have a shot in the big leagues. I was a big, and still am, a big Kingery fan. I thought in spring training he should definitely make the team.
I think he's got a world of talent. I think
we got to find a place for this guy to play. Was the way I felt in spring training.
I think I was in line with you too on that. I felt the same way.
Phillies did too. They gave him a nice little long-term deal, right?
Yeah, and you know he had a great spring training 2 springs ago. Carried that into his AAA season where he just tore it up, and he had a great spring this year.
Check swing. He went, says the home plate umpire. 1-2. Jerry Davis is the crew chief behind the plate. Mark Rippinger is the new umpire over at third. He did one of the doubleheader games the other day. A fly ball out to left center, not deep and playable. So through 3 innings, it is what we hoped for, a pitcher's duel between Jake Arrieta and Jacob Degrom. Degrom hasn't thrown many pitches. The Fanatics getting all spruced up. In fact, Jake Arrieta Murph is throwing a baseball like he's throwing a wiffle ball.
Yeah, and you know what? Isn't that amazing? And don't we all know what that feeling is like? It's T-Mobile built for baseball. What is more built for baseball than wiffle ball? Meet David Mullaney, who is standing next to me, and he is third-generation wiffle ball, and I mean that in every sense of the word. Tell us a little bit of the background, because what's happening out here is pretty special to your family.
It is. It's really great to watch. You know, it's to see the game that my grandfather and my dad developed out here at Citizens Bank Park, and the kids having a great time. It's awesome.
Let's tell that story, because I don't want that to get lost. Your grandfather and your dad, many, many years ago, 1953 I think it was, when they first started to develop the idea of wiffle ball. Where did it come from, and how did that happen?
Well, it was 1953. My grandfather was an out-of-work former Industrial League baseball player, pitcher, and my grandmother never knew he was even out of work. He'd leave in the morning, see my dad and his buddies playing a game in the yard with a plastic golf ball and a broomstick handle. Kept them busy all day long. He'd get home, they're still playing. The only downside, everybody had a sore arm from trying to throw a curveball.
Right.
He'd been a pitcher. He said, hey, this isn't good. So let's try and design a ball that'll curve with some control on its own. You can throw a nice curve easy, sliders, knuckleballs. So over the course of a few evenings, he and my dad started cutting holes in balls that didn't have any. And the final design that we have is what you see out there, 8 oblong holes. And so he took out a second mortgage, borrowed some money from friends, and 65 years later, here we are.
Isn't that amazing? You think about how that has changed the way that kids play baseball all over the world, how it's changed that. I mean, are you able to put that in perspective?
You know, I don't think so, really. You know, when you really think about it, how many kids across America and around the world, their first introduction to baseball was playing wiffle ball. So it's you know, something we're proud to be a part of, and we just enjoy the kids are having fun out there.
When you see a scene like this behind us, it's got to give you goosebumps, right?
Absolutely. You know, I remember being a kid. You know, my mom and dad out in the yard pitching us when we were this size, and doing the same for my kids. So it really brings back a lot of memories.
Well, we certainly love the new addition here at Citizens Bank Park here at the Yard, and it's great having you here, David. Now, before we let you go, you're an expert in the subject, so I'm just going to settle an argument now. Me and Mike Schmidt together versus John Kruk and Tom McCarthy in a game of wiffle ball. Who wins that?
I'm guessing you and Schmitty, like,
yeah.
just like
no doubt, right?
Whoa,
Hey, the man knows wiffle ball, and that's the answer. So we got to go with it.
I think his grandfather knew wiffle ball. I'm not sure about him.
That's right. Just like I told you, David. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
guys.
All right, Murph. Thank you. An error by Jake Arrieta, and a ground ball off the third base bag will produce the first run for the Mets. It's an RBI for Wilmer Flores, and it's 1-0 New York.
So I'm having deja vu. Did we not, many weekends ago when I was here, see Jake throw a wild pitch to first? A wild throw to first, ball went down the line. He didn't back up third that game either.
Yeah, that was nowhere near Carlos Santana. I mean, that's. That could be it, Mike. I don't remember. You have a better memory than I do.
We got to rein this thing back in here.
Yeah, still nobody out, and a runner at first base. It's only 1-0 here.
Well, Reese came in and backed that play up,
yes,
to some degree. And
I will say he's been moving all over the place out in left field. You know that old adage that there's always something to do on a play? I think he's taking it to heart. That's going to go down right now as an unearned run. And he continues to lead the league in unearned runs, although that one was on him. One ball and one strike to Conforto, who grounded out his first time up. He went around. It's 1-2. They appeal to Mark Ripperger.
Just watching Nola pitch and Eflin, Conforto struggles with that breaking ball down at his feet, as a lot of lefties do. I used to hate it myself.
I did. From a left-hander, slider down and in, curveball down and in.
And a strike 3 call. Give Jerry Davis some credit. He did not give up on it, even though Wilson Ramos popped up to make a throw. Right at the top of the zone.
You're right. A lot of times they don't give the pitcher that pitch if the catcher jumps up in front of him.
Well, 1 out, and Frazier, who doubled his first time up, stands in.
Could be something we need to work on, Tom. Pickoffs. Completely understand it. The first basemen are the best athletes on the field, but you can't make them work that hard.
0-1.
There she blows.
A little cloud cover coming over with some lightning flashing before. Last night it stayed north.
Did you see lightning last night during the game?
I know that. Well, I didn't see it, but there was some. I mean, there was storms. There were huge storms. They just went north of us.
Well, we were doing a roundtable. Larry Anderson swore it was lightning right out in center field.
You don't think they were the stage lights flashing?
No, this was during the game.
Oh, okay. He said during the game he heard or
saw it.
I didn't see it.
Then about a minute later, he said he couldn't remember. That
to the right side, a base hit for Frazier. And that'll put runners on first and second. Second hit for Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier might be a little upset that Reinheimer got my buddy. Reinheimer took his job for a couple days, couple games, and seems like he wants it back.
Did you think about that nickname for your boy?
I tried.
Riney?
I don't know yet. A lot of things going through my head, Michael. None of them good.
1 out. Here's Austin Jackson. Well, it's cool looking. Let's hope it doesn't bring some moisture. 21 double plays for Arrieta so far this year. That is by far a career high.
You know the grounds crews expected something because the covers has been off the tarp all day.
All day, and they are down in the stairwell past the camera well. No balls and 1 strike to Austin Jackson. No balls and 2 strikes.
Now, do the Mets have a mister in their dugout?
I don't know if they have the same kind of equipment on the road as the Phillies have at home. I don't know if that's provided to them.
That'll be in the next collective bargaining agreement.
Yes, sir. Misters for everybody.
Got to get out of this inning first.
Got him. 4th strikeout for Arrieta. Second time he's gotten Austin Jackson.
Now that was a pretty hittable slider, Johnny, but there goes that up and under swing. You got to get level on that ball. That side view showed it, how he swung underneath it.
Yeah, you're right, though. That was a very hittable pitch, but good late movement.
Off the glove of Ramos, and the runners will move up. I'm thinking that's a pass ball.
Ramos might be hurt too.
Off the thumb?
No, I think it hit him off the wrist.
Oh, did it really? Jerry Davis is signaling for Gabe Kapler to come out. Oh, yeah, it did.
Off the wrist.
Now he's got a little padding there. Sean Fakazny's coming out. Oof. That is painful.
Well, that it's straight like 94, 95 right on your wrist. Was that a glove or a padded glove or something?
It's like a strap that they wear around their wrist where they keep the.
It looks like it pads a little bit there on the wrist. By the way, I'm told that both teams do have misters. They have the same equipment.
Perfect.
Major League Baseball rules.
That'll save some time in the next collective bargaining agreement.
All right, Wilson looks like he's okay.
I'm assuming that's a pass ball.
Carl, is that a pass ball? Pass ball.
I just can't get used to Carl not wearing a hat.
Carl's watching an owl being taken out of a net. Got caught in a net, a soccer net. Watching the soccer net being taken off the owl. He's an activist. Second and third, the count 1-0 to Jose Bautista. Popped up his last time up. Pops up again. Out to shallow center field. Cesar is there. Odubel's coming too, and they collide, and Cesar stands the ground and makes the catch. And the inning is over. Well, they did tell Odubel to try to get to anything he could. 1 run does score. It's an unearned run. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Dealers and by WB Mason. Who bought WB Mason for fast free delivery? Nobody does it better. Well, the Storms, they are upon us here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Grounds crew signaled onto the field by Jerry Davis. There was a crack of lightning and a roar of thunder, and he decided to put the tarp on the field. So before the bottom of the 4th inning gets underway, they've decided to cover it. The winds are picking up pretty good, so the crowds are heading for a little bit of cover here at Citizens Bank Park. Hopefully this is a quick one. There have been some showers that have been in the area, as we all know, for the last couple hours. Mets lead at 1-0. The run they scored is actually an earned run. We were just given the official call from the official scorer, Marcola. So it's an earned run charged to Jake Arrieta because after the throwing error, there were a couple more base hits that would have scored the run. So we are at a rain delay here at Citizens Bank Park. Take a look at the rain coming in from Center City. Watch how it that was sped up a little bit. That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I mean, if you are a weather buff, that's pretty neat watching it come in. Hopefully it goes out as fast as it came in. Carl doesn't seem so optimistic, though, looking at the radar. But we don't know what radar he looks at, so we're going to try to stay positive, Carl. Stay positive. 1-0 Mets on top. Bottom of the 4th inning. Degrom against Jake Arrieta. We hope it's not too long because we want those two guys to come back out as well. But while we sit here and wait at Citizens Bank Park and the grounds crew hangs on to the tarp as the winds blow, you can sit back and enjoy another edition of Phillies Clubhouse. putting their team in a position to win on a consistent basis all season long. Halfway through the month of August, only 3 team starters have thrown more innings per start in 2018. The usual combination of Nola, Arrieta, Pivetta, Velasquez, and Eflin are 4th in the National League among starting rotations in ERA, 2nd and 5th, and 5th in strikeouts. They pitch their way into a playoff pursuit. And it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, the starters have been really good for the Phillies this entire season, and Jake Arrieta has been good today. He's allowed 1 run over the first 4 innings, and now hoping a little offense against Jacob Degrom, but it's been tough. Degrom's allowed just 1 hit, John, through the first 3 innings today, and he's picked up a couple strikeouts along the way.
Yeah, I mean, just typical Jacob Degrom, mixing his pitches, but when he needs to go to something, it's that 97-mile-an-hour fastball down and away to righties, and there you see one into a double with a runner on second base. That's really the only chance we had of scoring so far in this game in his 3 innings of work.
Well, hopefully the Phils can jump on him here. We restart now at about 5:40 in the East. The Phillies down 1-0. This is game 4 of this 5-game series. Hoskins will lead it off. He struck out his first time up. The first pitch is outside. We have reconvened. The count 1 ball and no strikes.
That wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. 41-minute delay.
About an inning.
This day and age, yeah, about an inning. Should be okay now for the rest of the evening. Let's hope.
Should we ask Carl?
Carl still has a big blob of green on his computer. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Green, yellow, and red. Carl, pop that radar back up so we can look at it that you're looking at. You're the pessimistic radar. Carl's computer's going kablooey right now as we speak. Out toward right field. That's a base hit for Reese.
No, that gives me chills.
You like that swing?
That base hit right there. He gave in to him and took something off the swing. He threw him a perfect pitch low and away. And he just dropped the bat real soft on it. Watch this right here. Boom. Just dropped the bat real soft on it. Perfect line drive to right field. 2-strike hitting. You like that, John?
I love it. I love it. He hasn't really come into any of our right-handed hitters yet. So you got to look that way, right?
Here's Santana, who has popped up to second base. And he takes inside 1-0. 90 walks for Santana this year. The last switch hitter for the last Phillies switch hitter to do it, Pete Rose. Phillies haven't had a whole lot of switch hitters that walked consistently. But they have had, Jimmy Rollins.
Yes.
Jimmy wasn't much
Shane,
for the walking game.
And Shane wasn't either.
No, they went up there hacking.
1 ball, 1 strike to Santana. Popped him up. Out to shallow right field. Talked to Gabe today about starting Santana instead of Justin Bour, just from the numbers standpoint. And he said it was really more about the defense than anything else as to why he leaned towards Santana. With Arrieta out on the mound.
It's unique thinking.
Yeah, I just assumed. Honestly, I just assumed just because of the numbers that Bour had against Degrom, and because he's used to facing him, that he might get the nod today. Bour is 8 for 21 with 2 homers against Degrom. 1 ball and no strikes to Ramos. Ramos grounded out his first time up. A high bouncer to third.
Well, let's assume he went with the defensive decision.
Yep. Outside, 2-0.
Mind seeing that patented Ramos double to right center.
I was thinking the same thing.
Should get a fastball to do it with right here. Right out over the plate. Oop, getting a changeup.
Little tapper foul.
Guy throws 97. And you get a 2-0 changeup.
You ever have that swing like right there where you're just glad you didn't put it in
Yes.
place?
Often. Often.
Two and two. Ramos has 3 hits against Degrom in his career. 2 of those hits are extra base hits.
I'd have a tough time with him holding that ball that long if I was in the box.
Got him. Threw him a changeup. That's his 3rd strikeout. Nick Williams is coming up. Runs for Radiothon. For every run the Phillies score during the month of August, the Phillies will make a contribution to the Help Our Kids Radiothon, benefiting Nemours Alfred I. DuPont Hospital for Children. To find out more, visit nemours.org/radiothon. Well, 2 outs. And Nick Williams, who popped out his first time up.
Featuring a lot of changeups.
Just want to say, if he gets that baby going on a record for strikes.
First pitch, too. Nick's probably thinking, you got to be kidding me.
Got him with another one. 0-2. Now he's pinballing all through his head.
This could be another one of those fastballs in that he broke his bat on last at bat and hit that little pop up to Frazier.
There goes Hoskins. Pitch is high. Throw to second base is also high. And it goes into center field.
Smart.
Stolen base, 5th of the year for Reese.
Very smart. 0-2 count on Williams. Degrom not paying any attention to Reese. Get down there. Throws him out. He's out of his 2-strike count.
The catcher's having trouble.
Good old-fashioned pop-up slide there.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, you're right though. And look, Mesoraco had a pretty good pitch to throw on a fastball up, almost like a pitch out.
Two and two. There's that pop-up slide Michael was talking about.
Popped up a little short.
A little
Michael.
short.
You don't see that much anymore.
No. Bobby Abreu had one of the best ones. Got a strike 3 call. A slider. And he got him looking. That's 4 strikeouts for Degrom. Phillies lead 1. We'll head to the 5th inning. 1-0 New York. To your job, only rely on the long-lasting power of Doers soap batteries, delivered right to your desktop the same day when you order by 11:30. Pinpoint delivery by who? Who but W.B. Mason. That guy right there next to Santa Claus, that's Peter O'Neill. He's celebrating a birthday today. Those youngsters are celebrating the fact that they got a T-shirt with Jake Arrieta's nickname on the back. Next week, that's when the players will wear it. The Phillies will wear it tomorrow, but the rest of baseball will wear the nickname jerseys next week. I'm sure the Phillies will do it again when they're in Toronto. Mesoraco is down, no balls and 2 strikes as we begin the 5th inning. And Arrieta delivers wide. On the outside corner. Boy, that is perfect placement. 5 strikeouts for Arrieta. And 1 out. Degrom's coming up. He's good today.
Yeah, both of them. Runs right back over the outside corner.
The only bad thing that's come out of that right arm was his throw to first.
Yeah,
It set
really.
up McNeil getting to third and sets up a run.
Way outside. It's 1-0. Pitch usage today for Arrieta. Sinker 54% of the time. And it's moving. Todd Frazier making sure that Charlie's okay and the camera well, operating the visiting team's camera. Andy just gave us a thumbs up, so it's okay. Unless the A's scored, I'm not sure. Oh, man. Degrom, I think he was fooled on that one, guys.
Been there, too.
He'll back foot kind of buckles. Where's my back foot? It's
Wouldn't you throw it again?
You might want to.
Depends how serious he's taking Degrom.
Ground ball to shortstop, and Kingree's up with it. Two outs. Rosario's coming up. Well, come see the Phillies take on the Cubs during Labor Day weekend. Begins Friday, August 31st at 7:05. And it wraps up on Sunday the 2nd at 1:35. Go to Phillies.com for tickets and more information.
Little Rita's, huh?
Yeah, he looks like he's enjoying it.
That could be the mango, Tom.
It does look like mango. Sitting out near Ashburn Alley. Rosario shows bunt, takes in.
Did you see that last ground ball? Was
yeah,
hit
the birds flock of birds
flew up. Hard enough playing this game, Michael, the way it is. Start throwing birds out there. Could be distracting. Thank goodness we have a young shortstop that has a good attention span.
Outside, 2-1. There it is. Waiting for him to clear before he tosses.
Pretty clutch right there by Rob Brooks.
Instead of giving you tater tots, he gave you potato chips. You're going to the other potato group.
Need some starch.
3-1 pitch to Rosario. And he pulls it foul. McNeil tried to stop that ball, and he actually knocked it into the dugout.
Mickey Callaway's looking at him like, what are you doing?
Let's get a pinch hitter up there for him.
Yeah. Hey. either they're really bad at guessing as hitters, or his ball's moving a whole lot, or a combo platter, Michael.
For a right-handed hitter, this can't be fun. Like you say, this thing's moving everywhere, and it's hard to guess. There was a good ball to hit, and he had a good hack at it. He missed it. You get one over the middle of the plate every now and then, and you got to take advantage of it.
Tapper back toward shortstop. Kingery's got to hurry. He's got it. Flips again in time. That is the second time today he has retired Rosario. A charging play. That's one of the big improvements for Scott Kingery. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth inning. What is going on out in Aspirin Alley? Reading Fightins yesterday defeated Binghamton, or lost to Binghamton, excuse me, 5-3. Cornelius Randolph a couple more hits. Mickey Moniak extended his hitting streak to 11 games yesterday. Clearwater lost to Fort Myers 3-2. Lakewood defeated Rome 7-2. Indianapolis and Lehigh Valley were suspended. They're going to reconvene in a little bit, finish off game one, and then play game two. Michael Franco swings at the first pitch. That is retired easily by Todd Frazier. And now Odubel Herrera's coming up. Odubel grounded out his last time up. His 62 RBI still leads all center fielders in the National League. That's how hot he was in the early part of the year. I thought Gabe said something interesting today, because Roman has played well when he's in the game. He said, you know, we recognize that Odubel is struggling. Everybody does. He said, I'd like him to just, what his stat line is right now is slash line, which is 269, 322 on base percentage, 444 slugging. He goes, I'd like him to finish the year with that slash line. He doesn't have to hit 347 like he did the first 40 games. He said even if he hits 270 the rest of the year, he said that'll be enough.
He's not a 270 hitter.
You're saying he's a 300 hitter, as he is thrown out on a nice play by McNeil.
I'd say he's 285 to 300 hitter, yes.
Well, I think what Gabe was saying is that because he's struggling.
You're asking him to be average.
Well, I guess because he's struggling so much is to try to get something out of him.
Well, you guys are talking that over. What's this play by McNeil? Oh, he gyrates his body, makes a perfect throw to first base. Yeah, I thought he hurt himself right there. Look at that. Perfect throw. Odubel on the dive into first base, which I've been told is slower.
It is.
Getting there.
Yes, it is. It's not much slower, but it is slower. Gingrich swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Kingery is lined out. This is only his second at bat against Degrom.
Well, I have a good question for you related to Odubel. How is Aaron Altair doing in the minor league?
258, 259. Last time I looked.
Is he making more contact? That's the big thing.
Swing and a miss. 5 strikeouts for Degrom. He's retired 6 straight since the base hit by Hoskins. With that strikeout for Jacob Degrom, he reaches 200 strikeouts for the 3rd time in his career. And it's back-to-back seasons for him. We'll go to the 6th inning. It's 1-0 New York. Got some ground outs, got some strikeouts. In fact, he has 5 strikeouts overall. Nice play there by Kingery. A lot of movement today.
Ton of movement all over the plate, commanding the strike zone. Like I said, the only blemish is that one throwing error by Jake that allowed McNeil to get to 3rd, and he scored on a base hit by Flores. Speaking of,
McNeil is 1 for 2. He singled and scored that lone run in the 4th inning. Outside 1-0. By the way, there are only 2 other games going on right now. One's finished. The Yankees defeated the Blue Jays 11-6. Baltimore leads Cleveland 4-2. But how about the A's? They're up 5-0 over the Astros. They win today, they'll be tied for the top spot in the American League West. The Oakland Athletics.
I don't know. I don't think anyone saw that coming whatsoever.
No. Today it was Trevor Cahill, the journeyman pitcher.
Wow.
They won last night in extra innings. Their players sent some pleas out on social media asking for more fans to show up for games. They did have a couple of games where they had decent crowds, but they haven't had, overwhelming crowds out of the Coliseum.
Altuve's still on the DL, right?
He is.
That hurts him.
Sure does.
And Correa's just come back.
To the right side, knocked down by Santana. That'll be his 9th error of the year. Fans, watch Rhys Hoskins and the rest of your Philadelphia Phillies battle the Mets in the MLB Little League Classic, presented by Geico at historic Bowman Field in Williamsport. Catch all the action tomorrow at 7 Eastern on ESPN. What do you got, Murph?
You mentioned a little earlier about the T-shirts they gave away today. That's all in conjunction with Players Weekend next week, when the players will be wearing those jerseys. But we're going to get a little sneak peek tomorrow night in Williamsport, when the Phillies players and the Mets players will wear the socks and hats that they will debut on Players Weekend. So we'll get a little early peek, and they're pretty cool this year. As you take a look at them, the light blue brim for the Phils and the light blue P as well. You see the logo on the side and the socks as well. So we'll see them tomorrow night in Williamsport. These will be the first 2 teams to kind of sport those before Players Weekend next weekend. So
interesting color blue, isn't it? The lighter blue. Fly ball center field. Odubel is there to make the catch.
It is. I don't see the connection to the socks, though.
I think the socks are going to be universal. I think everybody's wearing those socks.
Yeah, it looks like a Little League kid, right? The silhouette.
Yep.
A Little League kid.
Yep.
yeah, they're multicolored. They they have every different color in there. That's the same as last year's concept. A little bit of a different sock though. So you can get them at the Majestic Clubhouse store if you're interested.
Yeah, they got everything there.
They sure do.
They not only have that pair of socks, they have all these others too. Murph is a sock connoisseur.
True.
Thank you, Murph, for backing me up on that. Conforto's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he's struck out.
It's a tough thing when you play against a guy like Degrom. You have to play pretty much flawless baseball. We mentioned the error by Jake to allow McNeil to get to third and score, but look, they haven't scored this inning, but again, a routine play that should be made easily, and it gets boxed, and now it's more work.
Look at the third base side of the field.
Yeah, that is. I mean, there is nobody there. Yeah, the Phillies, by the way, with their 2 errors today, they now have the most in all of Major League Baseball.
Wow.
Statcast AI powered by AWS.
Shading him the other way in the outfield, but dead pull in the infield.
And there you go. Out toward Rhys, who is right on the track. 2 outs. Michael Conforto, who just batted, talked about going back to Williamsport as part of our Geico quote of the day. He was there in 04. It will be fun to hang out with the kids. It will be refreshing. We're getting into the middle of August, getting toward the end of the year. Having those kids around will energize us a little bit. Todd Frazier said the same thing, how excited he is to be back. We've been seeing highlights all week about with Frazier leading off the championship game when he was in Little League, in the Little League World Series with a home run, and then getting the last out in Williamsport. There goes McNeil. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw to second on 1 hop. And he is second. He is safe at second base. Cesar pointed to the dugout. They're going to take a look at it.
He almost did a 360 spin and took out the umpire,
He
too.
did. First stolen base for McNeil.
Cesar got a little overexcited.
Yeah, he
there
did.
with
He
the
was
tag,
a little overjoyed with that.
All All right, so runner in scoring position for a guy who's 2 for 2 today against Arrieta. Outside, 2-1.
Jake's pitching a little tough right here. With first base open and 2 outs. He does have 2 knocks off of him in the game.
And he struck out Jackson both times he's faced him in this one.
Inside, 3-1. I think you guys are right. Ninety pitches for Arrieta. And he's hit by a pitch. So he'll go to first. And that'll bring Austin Jackson up. Reuben Frank and Derek Gunn team up to break down Eagles preseason game 2 and why they think Nick Foles may still be traded. Listen to their special combo podcast directly from our website or download it wherever you get your podcasts.
Why would they trade Nick Foles?
I guess if they feel like Carson Wentz is 100%.
But why would you trade Nick Foles?
I'm with you on that.
Wow.
Listen to the podcast. They'll give you the reasons.
I might have to tune in.
And then you could have a podcast saying why do you trade Nick Foles?
I might have to do that too. Teach him a thing or two about running an organization.
Jackson a swing and a miss, 0-1. How long does it take, do you think, for a pitcher to have enough confidence to work around a hitter and walk him to then get to the next hitter? Like, that's not something that, let's say, you come up thinking, right? You need a couple years to feel that way.
I never liked it. I always thought, why don't we just walk the guy? Why, you know what I mean? Why do you want to risk throwing anything up there? I mean, he could throw his bat at something and get a hit. I guess maybe also that they think maybe if they throw a lot of junk up there that maybe he'll get himself out.
0-2 to Jackson. Outside, 1-2.
And for my money, Jackson stands in there against Arrieta better than, you know what I mean? Better than Frazier. I mean, he stays on the ball better than Frazier. Now Frazier's got the 2 knocks. Now the base on balls.
Way outside, 2-2.
Frazier got to be thinking, what's going on? I get 3-0 count and he drills me. Couldn't he have just put
me on, yeah.
Put me on.
And a strike 3 called, 94, and Jackson let it go right on by. No runs, no hits. 1 Phillies error, 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Mets 1, Phillies nothing. store. Check out every new Ford car, truck, and SUV crossover at buyfordnow.com today. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Well, Roman Quinn is coming up to pinch hit for the Phillies as we begin the bottom of the 6th inning. Phillies down 1-0. Arrieta 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Really nice bounce back from his last outing in San Diego. He's put the Phillies in a very good position to maybe get something as this game moves on, although Degrom's only at 16 pitches, 6-0.
Is it interesting that I know Roman, it's leading off, and if he gets on, whatever, but wouldn't you think you would save Roman for later and to have to pinch run for someone? Use Bohr here?
Yeah, I thought Bohr, but I think the whole I think the leadoff concept, John, is what they're looking at. But I'm with you.
Because if Bohr walks, they're going to run for him, and then you lose 2 guys. I understand that. There's the big fella.
Point well taken. There is no speed really on the bench now.
Quinn strikes out. That is 6 strikeouts.
Tied him up. Fastball up in the zone. 2 strikes. You got to be a little more aggressive, but tough to catch up to that one.
Yeah, after sitting on a bench for 6 innings.
And a rain delay.
Say what you want about hitting in that cage during the game. It's just not anywhere near facing him.
Oh, thank you. Maybe.
Flores flips to Degrom covering 3-1.
He has some. He and Aaron Nola have kind of the same demeanor, don't they?
Degrom?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like anything bothers him. Everything's great. Heartbeat doesn't get up hardly any at all.
See the comparison between Degrom and Arrieta today. Well, Degrom talked glowingly about Aaron Nola after last night's ball game, and just how well he pitched and how good he looked. Said he doesn't really light up the radar gun, although I don't know, 95 is pretty darn good.
Yeah, really. I heard Aaron say that in the interview last night with Murph. You know, I'm not a power pitcher. I got to kind of fool him. What is he talking about? 94, 95? He can get that. He's got that in reserve.
One ball and 1 strike to Hoskins. To right field. It's not deep. Long run for Bautista, and that's going to drop. It's a fair ball, and he saves it from going into the crowd. But Hoskins is still at second base with his 29th double of the year.
Another thing of beauty. Like the little Texas leaguer. It's another one I'd like to know where they came from. There's Bautista. I know he thought he'd have a shot at him at second base, but Reese takes off right out of the batter's box. That little high hop made it hard for him to get a good throw off to second base. He's watching. He's going, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair. Now he's in scoring position with 2 outs. Back in the old days, that hits that tartan warning track down there and bounces into the stands. That stadium.
Yeah. Santana's popped out twice.
Get something right here. 2-0. You got it. This is your shot.
3 balls, no strikes.
Well, if you're Santana, you're looking down there like, you know, hoping they give you the green light, I would think. And it's so hard to just try to hit a single with a 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, he got it. This is the first 3-ball count of the day for Degrom, which isn't surprising when you look at his pitch count.
Yeah. And that was 97. It's tough to hit 97 when you know it's coming, especially with a big swing.
Three and two.
Changeup right here.
He might get a changeup here with first base open if he, you know.
Yeah, good call. That actually read 97 right there on the scoreboard out there. I thought it was a changeup for him to pull it that far foul. That's where hitting gets tough right here.
Degrom against Santana with the Phillies down 1-0. Swing and miss. 94. Well, with a slider. 7 strikeouts for Degrom. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. We're on to the 7th. 1-0 New York. Time now for your Delaware Valley Honda Doers game summary. The Phillies down 1-0. The Mets scored their run in the 4th inning on a base hit by Wilmer Flores. Jake Arrieta, though, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. He only allowed that 1 run, didn't walk anybody. Jacob Degrom, he hasn't allowed anything so far, 7 strikeouts. Phillies have had a couple of guys in the scoring position in today's ball game, but have not been able to score. In fact, they've had 3 in scoring position, 2 doubles and then a single and a stolen base, but Degrom's able to get out of it. And now it's Luis Garcia that takes over in the 7th inning. Against Jose Bautista, who is 0 for 2. He's popped out twice. And it's no balls and 1 strike. No other changes for the Phillies. It's just Garcia, who is 2-1 with a 3.55 earned run average. Ball, 1 strike.
Well, I think it's safe to assume you showed the records, Mets, Phillies this year. You showed the Mets bullpen this year against the Phillies, which is, you know, they've been really, really good. I mean, it's 1-0. You can't let these guys score anymore.
No. 2-2. He powered a 98-mile-an-hour fastball by him. I don't think that guy's leaving the game anytime soon either, Degrom.
No.
Strikeout number 1 for Garcia. And now Mesoraco. Coming into today, we touched on this earlier, the bullpens for the two teams drastically different in a lot of ways. That's why the Mets have a 1-game edge over the Phils. Now, for the long haul, the Phillies bullpen has been good.
Yes.
Just not against the Mets.
Well, I mean, the other day.
That is true.
I like to see those numbers if you take that 20 some odd runs they scored.
That's a good point.
24 runs. And I mean, how many did they score off Ranger Suarez? 8?
Ranger the other day. 8.
So
16 against the bullpen.
16 against the bullpen.
Which included Kingery and Roman Quinn.
And only, what, 4 innings of the bullpen? Didn't Suarez pitch 5 maybe?
Suarez lasted into the 5th inning.
So 4 plus innings. They gave up 16 runs.
Yeah, then Hector came in, got the outs in that 5th inning.
I got to drill somebody in the middle of that if I'm Kingery or.
Well, somebody did. Frazier did get
Frazier
hit.
got hit.
Yeah. Larry said on radio, as Mesoraco holds up, Larry said on radio, you know, if I were him, I just would have caught it and thrown it right back to him, because it was at what, 58 miles an hour.
That would have been funny.
But like, how can you not get out of the way of that?
Really? I know. I watched it. I'm going, I mean, it's like a batting practice pitcher hitting you.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
You ever seen a guy throw like Degrom throw 97, 98? That's smooth. Like, it's just effortless.
He does have excellent mechanics.
It's unbelievable.
I actually think that.
Wasn't he a shortstop?
He was. Shortstop who pitched at Stetson some, like close games, but when the Mets scouted him, he was the only scout that was there was a Mets scout, and he tried to keep it as quiet as possible.
Smart move.
That ball's hit pretty well. Odubel will just watch it go. It's 2-0 New York. Mesoraco got a hanger. That's his 10th home run of the year.
Yes, he did. It kind of backed up on the inner half of the plate. He stayed on it. A lot of good pitches in that at-bat, but that sure wasn't one of them with 2 strikes. You know, you're guarding the plate. The swing gets a little shorter, a little quicker.
Our giant home run replay.
He threw a couple split sliders, whatever that was, that stayed in, off the plate in for balls. And that one there just stayed on the plate a little long. Oh, that hurts.
Yes, it does. One ball and 1 strike as Degrom fouls it toward the second level.
So are the Mets going to Williamsport tonight?
I believe they're leaving tonight, yeah. Phillies will go tomorrow morning.
So that's a day game, correct?
No, it's a night game.
Oh, it's a night game.
It's 7 o'clock, or 7:05 is the first pitch. But they've got a bunch of activities planned during the day. Three and two. Rosario's on deck. Strikeout number 2 for Garcia. 8 strikeouts today for Phillies pitching. And Rosario's coming up.
Yeah, that run looms big, John. Changes the whole complexion for the Phillies offense. Playing for 1 run as the home team is a lot easier than 2.
Especially with a pitcher, its ERA for the entire season's under 2. He ain't giving up many more than that. And then, well, his pitch count's very manageable, right, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Plus, he's had a number of games where his bullpen has blown it for him, too. So he's probably thinking, I'm going to finish it off.
Well, we got that going for us.
Yeah. Opposite way. That's going to drop for a hit for Rosario. That's his first hit of the day. It'll bring McNeil up.
Good running at bat here for Rosario. At some point, we'll probably see him off.
Ball's hit pretty well. Deep to center field. And it is off the base of the wall. Williams will get the throw, and they're waving him home, and he missed the cutoff man, so a run will score. It's 3-0 New York.
Oh, I thought that thing was way out.
It was way out, too.
Man. First, the sound off the bat.
First career triple for McNeil.
Not a lot of breeze out there. I mean, even if he hit the cutoff man right here, I don't think we would have had a shot because he's running with 2 outs all the way. You think 2 runs were bad? How about 3?
Hopefully just 3.
Adam Morgan loosening up in the pen.
What is this?
What's he doing with 2 outs?
Yeah,
I wonder if he
I was shocked that he was making it so close. He should have scored.
Better be glad he didn't get thrown out, right?
Oh.
That's why I thought that they had a play, was because he wasn't really doing a whole lot up to second base.
Did he think there was only one out, or?
I think he thought it was gone.
Really?
Flores pops it up. Santana over at first base. The inning is over, but the job to come back got much harder for the Phils because Mesoraco homered and McNeil tripled. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Mets 3, the Phillies nothing. Degrom, who obviously has had himself a heck of a day. So far, 6 scoreless innings, and he's been striking out one guy after another. 7 strikeouts today, guys.
Typical Degrom. Well, you give him a 3-run lead, too. It makes it awful tough. The Philly batters have to, as you can see, Degrom kind of running through the guys with a little bit of everything. Amazing pitcher. 1.8 under 2 ERA all year. 7-7. He looks like he wants to come and get this one himself.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. He's only allowed the 3 hits. He'll face Wilson Ramos and then Nick Williams and Maikel Franco. Those are the scheduled hitters. See the line on Degrom. And a first pitch in there. It's no balls and 1 strike. Ramos has grounded out to third. He's also struck out today. Little tapper 0-2. Degrom reached 200 strikeouts for the 3rd time in his career. He joins Dwight Gooden, David Cohn, and Tom Seaver as the Mets pitchers that have had at least 3 200 strikeout seasons. Foul back toward the upper deck. By the way, Ruben Amaro pulled aside Ahmed Rosario in between innings.
Yeah, that's one of those, hey, 2 outs. I don't care if you think it's gone or not. You run hard until they tell you it's out, and then you can slow up. I like that.
Foul ball.
Got a young player. He's having a really good series.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, John.
And you know, these are the little things that take you from an average to below average team to you know, a different level. It's just playing the game the right way.
Philly's got to string together some good at-bats here against Degrom.
Ball's hit sharply, and Rosario's up with it. And 1 out. That'll bring Nick Williams up, who's 0 for 2. He's popped out and he struck out. I bet his ERA is down to 1.74. He's got 17 consecutive quality starts. 6 innings or in 3 runs or less, 3 runs or fewer.
Wow, that's amazing too. Some good company right there.
Be a heck of a rotation, wouldn't it?
Sure would. There's a base hit for Nick Williams with 1 out.
That's a start.
Yeah, it brings Michael Franco up.
They can get some base hits to straightaway center. It's always a good sign. I guess now's when you maybe get Justin Bohr loose down there.
I would think so.
How about Asdrubal?
Asdrubal is available. (0-1) to Michael Franco, who has doubled off the glove of Conforto in left field today. And a line drive base hit to center field. That'll put 2 runners on with 1 out. Michael 2 for 3 in this game.
I got to ask you right now, and that's great hitting by Michael. Why would he even think about a fastball inside to Michael Franco?
And not keep throwing sliders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't have reached that first slider with a boat oar. And then he tries to throw a fastball
That's a good
in.
question.
I'm glad he did.
Michael, since the All-Star break, has a batting average that's up over .310 since the All-Star break, which is second among third basemen in the National League to Anthony Rendon. His home run total is second to Matt Carpenter since the All-Star break. Since the All-Star break, he's hitting over .310. You compare it to somebody like Manny Machado, who's played a lot of third base for the Dodgers since the All-Star break. He's hitting .275.
You know, I remember the date. I think it was June 23rd, the 4-hit game. Remember we talked about that here. He's hitting well over 300 since that game.
But now his average, his season average, is up over 280.
Quietly.
Who would have thought he'd be our leading hitter?
Yeah, really. That's a good
There's
point.
a time this year we didn't know if he was ever going to play again. Like spot start here and there, maybe pinch hit.
Odubel to the right side, and Flores has it. There's one. And off the glove of Degrom toward the dugout. Williams will score. Odubel's got to get back, and he is safe getting back to first base. It's a 3-1 ball game as the Phils do get a run.
If they're taking a look at this on the throwback,
They might.
Odubel did take a step towards second.
Yeah, it's all about intent. He just has to show intent to go.
Well, you got to give first base coach credit for screaming at him. Get back to first. I mean, one little hesitation more and they'd have got him.
Yeah, they got him.
Why doesn't the other hand get?
Now, what about this? The inside of the first base bag. Does his hand get there?
I think he got his foot, his spike. I think he hit his spike.
Really? I thought maybe he got around it.
When guys dive into bases, I think they dive in with their eyes closed. You know?
Look at that. See, he hits his foot, and then his
It's like his foot kicks his hand away from the bag.
This is going to be an interesting
Yeah,
call.
whether it's clear enough, because like right there, his hand does hit the bag. He's tagged out, but is his other hand on the bag? We can't tell.
This is a big play in this game, too.
Yeah, because it's 3-1 with a runner at first, and you're probably going to send a pinch hitter up. So right there, yeah, he might be out. That's a good look right there. That's a good look to show it. I don't know if there's enough to overturn it, but we shall see.
I want to hear the scoring on that.
I mean, to go back to the play, you know, Rosario has to know who's run, and Odubel. I mean, it wasn't going to be a close play at first. Why even throw it? And that's he's 2 steps past the base.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm sure Degrom will tell you after the game he should have caught the ball. But
He's also running, and his momentum's carrying out towards right field.
Jerry Davis will make the call. He's to the left. Chris Guccione to the right is the one who initially made the call. And they're checking too to make sure that the run scored, which it did look like it did, because Nick was running hard. So he's out at first. The run does score. It counts. And it's 3-1. Game's coming out. You can't argue the review. Odubel did take a step. It's the slightest of attempts. So the run scores right there. And then the tag is applied right there.
Well, I say it's poor sliding. That's all I can tell you right there.
You could be right. Putout goes 1-4 at first. We'll be back after this. Dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealer. Visit DelValHondaDealers.com. And by Jefferson Health. Call 800-JEFF now or visit JeffersonHealth.org. Phillies trail at 3-1. Adebayo Ramos will check in. Our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Well, you just saw it. It was an odd one.
yeah, real odd play right there. Flores makes a good throw. Knows he's not going to get 2 because of the speed of Odubel. Rosario throws it. I think Degrom will probably tell you should have caught it, but Odubel, watch this, just 1/2 step towards second base, and that means it's game on, and they throw back behind him. McNeil comes over, heads up play by McNeil to come over and cover second base. Kind of blocks the bag a little bit on the head for a slide, tags him out, and that's our Hyundai defensive play of the game. Brought to you by your local Hyundai dealers.
And Michael, you're saying slide back feet first on that, or just go back?
No, I mean, slide with your eyes open, although his helmet did fall down in front of his eyes. If you want to, but still, if you're diving into a base, you got to be able to put your hand around the guy's foot or something. You know what I'm saying? Your eyes couldn't be any closer. I mean, if you're sliding feet first, by the way, you can kick the hell out of his foot.
1-1 to Conforto, and he pulls that one foul. 1-2.
This would be another thing we used to do when we slid feet first. Is here it is again right here. You dive. Now watch his helmet. He's like got his eyes closed and can't see. And unfortunately, the foot got in his way.
Yeah.
We used to just jam your foot on his foot if he was blocking the base. You know, make that guy that's trying to tag you out pay for blocking the base.
On the outside corner, strike 3 call.
I wonder what Gabe went out in between innings to talk to Jerry Davis about home plate umpire.
Probably just to check and, you know, question. I don't think it really matters, but I thought, did he try to? Did you see him try to go to second base? I mean, what? But that still didn't matter. We saw him on video. Like you said earlier, Tom, any like flinch or attempt to go to second base makes you have to get back to first base. You're subjected to being tagged out.
Yeah, and it's the subtlest of moves.
Yep.
Two balls and no strikes to Todd Frazier.
Man, that was a hanging slider.
Guess he thought it was high.
Probably right at the top of the square.
For you two.
And that was a fastball right down the middle, knee high.
That answers the question why he's hitting 221, doesn't it? Took a hanging slider and took another pitch right down the middle.
Off the end of the bat, out toward left field. Going back on it is Hoskins. He'll have room. Time now for the Ram Truck Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, guys, here's the question one more time. Which Mets pitcher won the National League ERA title in 1978?
Hold it, it was 79, wasn't it?
1978.
Oh,
78. Did that throw you off at all?
So you looked up the wrong
all
year?
that computer work I did during the rain delay.
Oh, my.
I know now that Mike Scott, that 79 was his rookie year.
Mike Scott was a very good pitcher, but that is incorrect, Michael.
Pat Zachary.
All right, so you're closer. It's, you know, it's none of the bigger name Mets.
Ray Burris.
No, it's not Ray Burris.
I used to start with the Philly tie.
Craig Swan.
Craig Swan is correct.
Woo!
2.43 ERA.
We were going over that list. He pulled it up on his phone, and we're going over his list. Well, this guy had a 1 point. I said, yeah, but he only started like 3 games. And we had the wrong year.
Had the wrong year.
Swanee had a nice run there for a couple of years.
Heavy sink on his pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, to put it in perspective, Jacob Degrom's ERA is 1.73. And Swan led the National League in ERA.
Does he get an earned run for that last?
No. No, it's an unearned run.
I thought you couldn't assume a double play.
Well,
but Nick scored on the error because he was on second base.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll remember how to play this game here in a minute.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Grounder foul. He's a happy Rhys Hoskins fan. Swing and a miss. Austin Jackson's had a rough day. 4 strikeouts for Jackson. 1, 2, 3, 8th. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Phillies down 3-1. Third to the 27th, 5 days, 4 nights. Now you get to play in the camp itself. You can be a GM, you can be a fan, you can be a player, but then you have a campers reunion day. Guess when that was? That's right, it was today here at Citizens Bank Park. Join Greg Luzinski, Matt Stairs, Charlie Manuel, Mickey Morandini. Crocker is going to be there. Call 610-520-3400 or go to PhilliesFantasyCamp.com for information. Cabrera is going to lead it off, pinch hitting for Kingery. And it's 0-1. After Cabrera, it'll be Bohr, who's in the on-deck circle. 1 ball and 1 strike. The opposite way down the left field line. Conforto sprints over toward the corner. And he makes the grab. 1 out. Let's check in with Greg Murphy with the Major League Notebook.
All right, thanks, Tom. Brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College. And it only took 1 week, but the ace of the Red Sox staff is headed back to the disabled list. Chris Sale came off the DL last week after battling some shoulder inflammation. Pitched very well in his 1 start while he was back, a 1-hitter versus the Orioles. But the discomfort is back, so that means he is headed back onto the disabled list. They're not taking any chances, obviously, with him. His ERA also under 2 in the American League. And Luis Severino for the New York Yankees, win number 16 today. Although not a dominant performance, he does get the win today. He had such a terrific start to the season, and that's where he piled up most of his wins. His last 6 starts, guys, just 1 and 4 with an ERA over 7, but he does get the win today. Number 16, that's best in the American League.
He only went 5 innings today. He left after the Yankees were up 8-1.
Wow.
And they won 11-5. 0-2 to Bohr.
Well, it looks like those guys in the Mets bullpen can come on in.
So you got a piece of that ball right there, that high fastball, because he has a little bit of a down swing. You know what I mean, John?
Yeah.
Keeps his hands high, and he kind of went down on it.
Swing and a miss. That ball had some cut to it. That's a slider. 8 strikeouts for Degrom. And Cesar's coming up with 2 away.
Yeah, here's a pitch that, you know, the downswing didn't really work with this pitch. That's a nasty cutter just off the plate inside. 4-pitch at bat.
It's not bad.
No, it's pretty good. You know, he had that 1 inning, that 1 game where he threw 1 inning. He was coming off the DL, and he threw 45 pitches in that 1 inning.
I mean, it's good if you don't want the other team to score, but,
right?
You know,
or if they score an unearned run.
Yeah, sometimes we like to, you know, share.
There's a base hit for Cesar.
Tying run comes to plate. It could be in a better person's hands right now. The instant offense. Who has 2 knocks in the game.
So what he's thrown today, Degrom that is, 40% 4-seamers. I actually thought the slider would be more than the changeup. But he's thrown 29% of his pitches are changeups.
Guarantee he's going to be a little careful here. Whew. How do you hit that?
You don't. But you do what he did last time, but you know, it's smart.
Yeah, not until you get 2 strikes.
Yeah, 2 strikes, you can try to reach out and just poke that thing to right field like he did in his last at bat, or yeah, his last at bat before. I got a feeling that he's not going to miss in the middle of the plate in this at bat.
So what do you think is the easiest pitch for him to get in the air to left field? That wouldn't take much to get it out of the ballpark. Something middle in, right?
I would think.
It's questionable. Wants the fastball up.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got the fastball up. 98, 9 strikeouts, so the Phillies leave one over at first base. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. It's Jacob Degrom's day out on the mound, at least through 8 innings. He's allowed just 1 unearned run in 6 hits. We'll head to the 9th. Phillies down 3-1. 28 and 29. It's Mesoraco's solo home run. That made it 2-0.
Yeah, that was that 2-strike, little kind of a backup slider on the inside part of the plate. That goes long. I think Odubel might have thought it was out. It hit the bottom of the fence. Rosario, the old scolding play where he didn't run hard right from the get-go, and Ruben Amaro put a little heat on him. But those are your
WB Mason.
WB Mason. We already had Hyundai. Sorry for that little.
You were going through a mental check.
Yeah, I was. What we had. WB Mason deliveries of the game. Sorry to the guys I had lunch with a couple days ago.
Who but WB
That's right.
Mason?
Yeah, it would have to be WB Mason. Who but those guys?
After Adebayo Ramos pitches a scoreless inning, here's Hector Neris to pitch the 9th inning.
I was over here sleeping. I thought you were going to take that one.
I defer. Hector just threw out 97?
Yeah.
Wow. He wasn't there when he was up here before they sent him down.
Oh, never mind.
What happened, Mike?
Well, a bird was right there. You see that little bird on the screen?
The pigeon on the screen?
Right in line with the ball. And my brain said, hey, the ball hit the bird. I'm going wacko here, man. It was you last night. Now it's me.
Everybody's looking up at the bird. 96 on the inner half, 1-2.
You can't get rid of those pigeons, Michael. If they would, New York wouldn't have any.
Swing and a miss. Comes back with a split. 1 out. Every time a Phillies pitcher throws a pitch 95 or more, Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest internet in Philadelphia. Here's Mesoraco. 1 for 3 today.
Tell you, this seems to me, and it's just been a small sample size since he's been called back up, but this seems to me like a guy that's on a mission to never see the minor leagues again.
Could be. He said the biggest thing is, you know, they worked on his mechanics, getting on top of the split a little bit more. Some people thought maybe he was tipping. He doesn't feel like he was tipping his pitches, but he said a lot of it was just between the ears, just kind of pitching without any thought. Just get it and go.
Remember you talked about the one Syndergaard hit last night, Michael? It went way up above us. Mesoraco just hit one up there too. Disappointed we haven't got one in the booth yet.
For years.
I think this
the overhang.
Concrete overhang here catches ours. Because if it's coming right like at this angle, it goes down underneath us. I've been working on that, trying to figure out why. And my hands right now with no part of a baseball, foul ball.
I'm surprised they're not going to hit for Degrom. Gave up a hit last inning. I mean, he's struggling.
I think that's wishful thinking. Over to third. Franco flags it down. Long throw in time.
Yeah, nice play when you got to back up on those balls and they have top spin. You got to be ready for that. Ball jumps on you. Here it is right here. Boom, that ball will shoot when it hits that dirt. Take a little look down there, get a grip on the ball, and he has an arm. Had some arms at first base over the years. Pedro Feliz, one of the best ever.
Degrom takes a strike, 0-1.
Scott Rowland wasn't bad either.
That's right.
Right. I think he's just going to take 3. You get the impression he wants to hit.
I think I'm getting the impression he wants to finish this thing off and go to Williamsport.
Jerry Davis isn't ready to go yet. This umpiring crew should go also to Williamsport with the Mets and the Phils.
How about the hitter? He's not. Hector knows he's not going to swing. Boy, now the pressure's on Hector.
I wonder how difficult that is. You know he's not swinging. And you know all you have to do is throw it over that 17-inch plate. That's got to be frustrating.
Strike 3 call. Took a few extra pitches, but Jerry Davis finally punched him out. 7 in a row retired by the Phillies bullpen. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's the Phillies' last chance against Jacob Degrom. Cooler, giving out to children 14 and under. Visit Phillies.com to order your tickets now.
I could use one of those when I'm golfing.
Yes, you could.
Well, we need at least one base runner.
Degrom, 99 pitches, 8 innings, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts.
They do have some action up in the bullpen. I don't know who it is, but I hope he comes in the game. Seth Lugo out there in the bullpen. I don't care if it's Craig Kimbrell or Aroldis Chapman or anyone else. I'd rather see them than Degrom right now. Rally hats are on for little Sparks.
That's right. Carlos Santana leads it off. At a first pitch upstairs, 1 ball, no strikes.
Carlos just needs you on base here. Now take a strike. Won't swing until he throws a strike.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's the curveball.
Ball 2.
So today he's used the 4-seamer 39% of the time, the changeup 27%. The slider 18%, 2-seamer 8%, and that curveball you just saw just 7% of the time. There's the changeup.
Tough pitch right there.
Part of me wonders if the gun's a little hot today because his slider has been at the mid-90s most of the day. It's remarkable. Upstairs, 2-2. Ground ball toward the middle.
Yes,
It's a base hit into center field.
Nice hitting right there. Hit it where they ain't. Ball out of the air, keep it on the ground, finds a hole. We got the tying run at home plate.
The guy with some pop too. This is Mickey Callaway's. He's not even thinking about Seth Lugo just yet.
Ramos is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice, and he has struck out. Ground ball to shortstop. That may be 2. In fact, it's going to be a pretty easy 2. 6-4-3 double play. 2 away.
That didn't help.
Williams is 1 for 3 in today's ball game. And a fastball 0-1.
Well,
his buddy Syndergaard watching from the dugout.
I don't know if this changes the Cy Young deal, but this has been pretty impressive.
It's been pretty dominant.
How about that fastball? 107th pitch, 99 miles an hour.
He's just showing off now.
Yeah.
No balls and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball, first base. This should do it. Flores has it. And a complete game for Jacob Degrom. He scatters 7 hits and 1 unearned run over 9 innings of work as the Mets have defeated the Phillies 3-1. A dominating performance by the Mets right-hander, who even had to last through a 41-minute rain delay.
Amazing, yeah, great. If you appreciate pitching, you had to appreciate watching this game. Whether you're a Phillies fan or not, you shouldn't like the outcome if you're a Phillies fan, but I mean, that's an impressive job.
Well, last night we saw a Cy Young candidate. Today we see a Cy Young candidate. Jacob Degrom with his 3rd complete game, 9 innings, 7 hits, 1 run, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. He's won 3 consecutive decisions. As Mickey Callaway's team now has pulled even in this series. Each team has won 2. 3-1 the final score. The Mets have defeated the Phillies. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.